So tell me about this whole Christmas thing of yours.
It was meant to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ.
Jesus? Are you talking about Mary's kid? What did he do to get so famous?
We turned out to be the Son of God.
Oh, no, I thought he was kidding.
Welcome back, it's Rich, and in this episode, Rich reviews Genie. Let's do it. Welcome back to Rich Reviews, no nonsense movie chat from the UK. If you like what you see today, don't forget to check out my other videos. Feel free to like, follow me by subscribing, and share your thoughts in the comments below. This is a spoiler-free review, so don't worry if you've not watched Genie just yet. So Genie is the latest Richard Curtis film to hit our screens and is a direct-to-streaming affair just in time for the Christmas holidays. It is a Christmas movie, but with a higher budget than the usual straight-to-TV efforts. But was it up to Richard Curtis' usual standards? Curtis has an exceptional list of credits to his name, including Love Actually, Notting Hill, Four Weddings and a Funeral, and the Bridget Jones movies. So I had high hopes for this one on a cosy evening, cold outside, ready for some Christmas cheer, and his usual great sense of British comedy. With Melissa McCarthy in this, what could go wrong? Let's see. So the plot follows our main lead Bernard, a quiet, calm chap who's a bit of a pushover, and after a series of work issues with his snooty boss, played by Alan Cumming, and home life balancing troubles involving an unusual birthday present for his daughter, he sits contemplating his next move while polishing up an old gold antique box, only to release the magical genie Flora, played by Melissa McCarthy. She breaks down the rules, including the old 3-wish limit, then to advise that that's actually a bit of a myth and it's effectively unlimited wishes, but warns of the absolute danger and trouble this can cause, which obviously it does. The film then follows a series of events with said wishes causing mayhem, all in a bid to win back the happiness of his wife and daughter, who are fed up with his work-life balance getting in the way of what matters most, family time. The wishes cause all kinds of troubles, from other family members succumbing to the power of the genie and a police interrogation regarding a stolen painting, to name just a few. You can't simply wish for love or happiness or to turn back time, so he's got to think carefully about each and every move. So was it all solid gold genie in a bottle, or more of a Christmas turkey? So let's talk first about what worked. Melissa McCarthy is obviously the main casting draw, and to be fair, she's pretty good at this. As per her usual self, she's exactly that though, Melissa McCarthy. She's the same as in Bridesmaids, same as in Spy. She's a bit of a female Tom Cruise. She's not a character, they're just themselves in kind of every film. She provides a decent amount of comedy in her typical style. Some of the jokes are genuinely funny, giving a strong opening and emotional ending to the film and working well with the surrounding actors, such as Mark Maron as Lenny, the lobby guard, and anyone she interacts with due to the many years out of society she's been locked away in the genie box. Think Barbie in the real world, and it's the same kind of thing here. It's fun to watch some of the wishes and the results of them, and it does make you think just how careful you'd have to be randomly splurting out wish after wish, and it clearly shows at a family gathering where things start to go a little sideways. It makes for a great start to the film too, and gives the viewer some intrigue and interest to keep watching and invest in the story. The ending too wraps up really nicely, surprisingly as well. It's an emotional ending, following such slapstick comedy for the most of the film. Special props to the best actor and character in this film though, Luis Guzman, the investigating police officer. He was great. He's funny, and while a really small role in this, he was the character I actually enjoyed the most. So if a character like that was my favourite thing in this film, for such a small role, this obviously suggests there might be some issues. So let's talk about what didn't work. So I mentioned about the beginning being intriguing and the ending being a great emotional wrap-up, but it's the main kind of hour between there where things really start to slow and grind to a halt at points. There's some cringy moments too, and most actors giving pretty wooden performances, or even a feeling of general disinterest. Alan Cumming, for example, he's a great British actor, and his role was so minor as the boss and poorly acted that it could have been anyone at all. It seemed really fake the way he did it. It was like he was doing some kind of West End stage character. Likewise, the other main lead, Bernard, that works with the genie. He's a nice man, but he's a real kind of wet blanket. He's a soft, quiet and simple ordinary bloke. And yeah, that's his character. But there's absolutely no energy or charisma at all for the whole film. He's really bland and uninteresting, and he makes some ridiculous decisions and says some really odd things here and there. One scene, for example, he's surprisingly, ridiculously, outrageously chastised by his daughter. And he just agrees with her. It stands out like a sore thumb because he just wouldn't have done that in real life. It wasn't even funny either. I think it was supposed to be, but it didn't work at all. We then get Melissa McCarthy herself. Again, I've said before, she's fine, but it's her all over again. But many of her jokes don't work in this film. Most of them, nearly all of them, is that kind of fish out of water person, like I mentioned about Barbie in the real world. And, you know, it's that person dropped from the past into a modern day year in a big city. It's been done 1,000 times before, and it just grates on you, a lot of this as well. Some jokes do land, and when they do, they are funny. But there's much more that don't, and it really brings the film down when, you know, just a couple do, and the other's main lead that's working with this, he's got this kind of grey day, glass half empty performance as well. It's so long as well, that middle bit, that it's a good kind of 2/3 of the film. And while the ending surprisingly lifts it to a genuinely great, emotional, lovely moment, and it wraps things up really well, it's hard not to walk away feeling the worst thought of all, that this is just a movie. Not good, not terrible, just really average and forgetful. And that's the worst kind of film. So my final thoughts, I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5. If you like Melissa McCarthy a lot, then you're probably going to have a bit of fun with this, but it's distinctly just okay, barely okay. I think you'll be tempted to check your phone while it's on and wander off and grab a beer. It's forced acting and that kind of forced comedy as well now and then, and it all wraps up like an average present in a poorly wrapped up grey piece of paper. It's on streaming though, so in theory it's free if you subscribe to that service, so check it out if there's nothing else to watch. So what do you think of Genie? Leave a comment below, and until next time, keep smiling, peeps.